All right, the rivalry between Google and OpenAI for AI dominance is really heating up. And you know what the new battleground is? It's video. Google's brand new Veo 3.1 is officially here, and it's taking aim at the reigning champion of realism, OpenAI's Sora 2. So which one of these powerhouses is actually going to define the future of AI filmmaking? Well, let's break it all down.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll set the stage for this AI video showdown. Then we're going to do a deep dive into what makes both Veo and Sora tick. After that, we'll put them head-to-head, cut through all the marketing hype to see their real-world flaws. And then we'll wrap it all up by helping you figure out which of these tools is the right one for your next project.
You know, for a while there, AI video was, well, it was all about these short, kind of silent, often pretty weird little clips. But yeah, that era is completely over. We have entered a whole new frontier where the goal isn't just making things move anymore. It's about enabling real, actual cinematic storytelling. And right at the forefront of this new age are two giants, Google and OpenAI.
Now, what makes this whole thing so fascinating is that they aren't just trying to build the same tool. Nope, they're coming at this with two totally different philosophies. On one side, you've got Google with Veo 3.1, and they are all about giving you, the creator, cinematic narrative control. And on the other side, you've got OpenAI's Sora 2, which has been just relentlessly chasing this goal of unparalleled, mind-blowing photorealism.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the challenger, Google's latest model, Veo 3.1. Now, Google isn't just positioning this as another prompt-to-video generator. No, they're framing it as an entire suite of creative tools that have been designed from the ground up for filmmakers and storytellers.
The most important thing to get about Veo 3.1 is the new level of control it gives the user. I saw one reviewer who put it perfectly. With Sora, you kind of get what it gives you. But with Veo, you can actually shape and tweak and refine what you want to see. It's a huge shift from being a spectator to actually being the director. And that control, it comes from four really unique features that Sora just doesn't have. First up, ingredients to video. This has you feed it multiple reference images and it just blends them into one cohesive scene. It's wild. Second is first and last frame. You give it a starting image and an ending image, and Veo will generate the entire video that transitions between them. Then you've got scene extension to continue a clip you already have. And maybe the biggest game changer of all, the ability to insert or remove objects with incredible precision. That's editor-level control right there. And this whole toolkit is built for telling stories. Veo can generate up to 60 seconds, a full minute of continuous 1080p video. And you can prompt for multiple scenes at once, while keeping your characters consistent, which is a massive leap forward. Plus, it actually understands the language of filmmaking. You can ask for a dolly-in, where the camera moves smoothly toward a subject, or a big sweeping drone shot, and Veo just does it.
So, how does all of that stack up against the reigning champ? Let's turn our attention to the model that has really set the benchmark for AI video so far, OpenAI's Sora 2. For months now, this has been the industry's touchstone for visual authenticity and, just getting the physics of the real world right. Its number one strength is something called photorealism, that incredible quality of a generated video that makes it almost impossible to tell apart from actual camera footage. This relentless focus on getting all those tiny little details of reality just right is what made everyone's jaw drop when Sora first came out.
And here's why it's so darn good at it. Sora 2 has this exceptional grasp of motion, physics, and natural lighting. It can simulate realistic human gestures, the way water splashes, the way fabric ripples in the wind. It's amazing! It can also scale all the way up to 2K resolution and has some pretty advanced sound and lip syncing. This is why, for those short, mind-bendingly realistic clips, Sora 2 has really been in a class of its own.
All right, it's time for the main event. Let's put these two titans side by side and see how they really stack up in a direct head-to-head comparison.
This is it. This is the question on everybody's mind. With all these different features and these clashing philosophies, which model actually comes out on top? Okay, as you can see from this tail of the tape, the differences are pretty stark. Just look at the runtime. Veo 3.1 pushes all the way up to a full 60 seconds, which is perfect for narrative stuff. Meanwhile, Sora 2 is built for these shorter 12-second bursts. Now, Sora can hit that higher 2K resolution, but check out the generation speed. Sora is a bit faster at around 30 seconds, while Veo takes a little longer, about 45 seconds. And really, it all comes back to their core strengths, Veo's cinematic control versus Sora's photorealism.
I just love this quote from Amanda Caswell over at Tom's Guide, because it perfectly captures this whole dynamic.
She says, if Sora 2 is the TikTok of AI, Veo 3.1 is the Netflix. It's perfect, right? Sora is for creating those short, high-impact, maybe viral-style clips. Veo 3.1, on the other hand, is built for that longer-form, narrative-driven content. But not everyone is so impressed. This pretty sharp critique from YouTuber John Savage AI really highlights the other side of the coin. He argues that Veo 3.1's output feels plasticky and just plain unrealistic compared to Sora. This just goes to show you the clear divide in the community between people who prioritize creative control and those who demand realism above everything else. Okay, so let's step beyond the slick demo videos for a second, beyond all the hype. Because as powerful as these tools are, they come with some pretty significant real-world limitations and, frankly, some complex questions that we really need to think about. You know how it is. Despite all the mind-blowing demos, the reality on the ground is that both Veo and Sora are still very much works in progress. Early users of both have run into a whole bunch of pretty frustrating issues. So if we look at the common complaints about Veo, a clear pattern starts to emerge. It can misunderstand really detailed prompts, sometimes it generates characters with strange deformities, and it can really struggle with continuity in complex scenes. But, look, Sora isn't perfect either. Users have pointed out its own set of problems, like physics that sometimes go a little wonky and defy gravity, or things just disappearing from a scene. And it also has a tough time with prompts that involve complex interactions. And beyond just the technical glitches, we really have to talk about the potential for misuse. With any powerful new technology, there's always a risk of it being used to create harmful or misleading content. Both Google and OpenAI are trying to figure out how to build effective safety guardrails, but reports have already surfaced of these tools being used to get around existing content rules. It's a really complex problem with no easy answers, and it's a sobering reminder of the responsibility that comes with all this power. So after all that, which one should you choose? Well, the answer isn't really about which one is definitively better. It's more about which one is the right tool for the specific job that you're trying to do. It really just comes down to this. Match the tool's strength to your creative goal. If your project is all about telling a story, building multi-shot sequences, and having that fine-tuned narrative control, then Veo 3.1 is absolutely designed for you. On the other hand, if what you need is that jaw-dropping photorealism or short, high-impact clips or physics-accurate motion for a quick simulation, then Sora 2 is your go-to. But, ultimately, the real winner in this whole AI video war isn't Google, and it's not OpenAI. It's the creator. It's you. This fierce competition is pushing the technology forward at a really incredible pace, giving all of us, storytellers, filmmakers, and artists, this expanding toolkit for visual expression, whether we're aiming for perfect realism or crafting a complex narrative. And that leaves us with one final kind of provocative question to think about. As these tools become more powerful, more accessible, the very definition of creativity and artistry is going to be challenged. So when an AI can create an entire film from just a prompt, what does it really mean to be a filmmaker?